What's going on, my bud? Cold, but sunny. Canadian spring is still like second winter, you know? We still got winter in the air. Probably some snow coming even in April sometimes, you know. It doesn't necessarily stick around, but it's not ideal. We must do what we must do, you know, to survive. And so for me, and I hope for you as well, getting outside, if it's not a thing on your agenda, you need to, like, come hang out with me. Let's sit outside. The air is crisp. It is fresh. It is very nice. I don't know if you saw. There's still some chill in the air. You can see the breath, you know. It's not freezing. Well, it's literally freezing, but it's not, you know. If you're stuck up here, then this is, for an average Canadian, this is, oh my God, shorts and t-shirt, you know. Me, not so much. I gotta bundle up. I'm still cold, you know. But the hood is down. My best bud is here with me. And you know what? Speaking of Canada, we have a very Canadian, very appropriate thing that we're doing today. I'm excited to share this, and we'll have a conversation about it. But palate cleanser, as per usual. I got the official, non-official, they don't pay me beer of the channel, the PBR. So let's get her all set up here. I can't, like, the sun is shifting, you know. Dinker and sinker. Ready for the sound of heaven, my friends? Love that. Ready? Welcome. If you've never been here before, my name's AJ. I am the Friendly Hermit. All the links and all that jazz. Description. Take your time. Have fun. Do or do not. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to have a icy beverage with you, my boy, my girl, my person. I'm just here to hang out, man. I don't know why we don't get, like, why don't people do this? I've said it 1,000 times now in 6 episodes. I've said it 1,000 times in 6 episodes. I think it might get repetitive. You got to get outside, particularly when you can in the north, because this weather, this is very, very rare, but so nice. Soothing to the soul. And this beverage here, our palate cleanser, is going to prepare us for what is to come. And it's potentially scary for me, because if you've been watching the past few little episodes here, if you've been hanging out with me. Oh my God, I spilled. Ignore that. Pretend I'm classy and sophisticated and whatnot. If you've been watching, you know I'm not a big fan of flavor. I like light. I like crisp. I like the nerve of these people. What vehicle do they have running through my shot that has to beep while moving forward, potentially? What are they? It's a park. Nah, that's the problem. City's getting smaller. All the nice places we could go, they're very, what's the word? I burped. They're very, I want to say, neutered, and they are monitored, which is a shame. Because there's actually a nicer park. Won't say where, internet privacy and whatnot, but there's a much nicer place I could go. But the whole time, like, you get in trouble for this. I just want to sit outside, surrounded by nature, and sip on a beverage quietly. I don't want to bother anybody. Hell, put some trees and bushes, like, keep me completely secluded. I don't even want to hear people, frankly. I don't want to hear their stupid whatever vehicles they're driving around on a public trail, nonetheless. I want to be left to my own devices. Anyhow. Palate cleanser. Dinker. Let's drink her. Tell me about your life. What have you been up to? Have you been getting outside? How's the weather where you are? I don't know where you guys are from. I don't know if any of you, at this point, I've filmed, this will be technically episode 6. A few episodes may be in the description because they're unlisted because the quality wasn't what I was hoping for because of technical issues. So follow some links in the description for those. But also, I don't know you yet. At least I haven't uploaded any. This is a new channel, so I haven't uploaded enough. At least maybe by now I have, but I'm saying this before I've uploaded anything. So I'm filming. This is, again, the 6th episode, but I haven't uploaded anything yet. Haven't started the channel yet. So I'm wondering, tell me about yourself. What's your favorite brew, your favorite beer, your favorite beverage? And let me know. You tell me. I might go and look for it, and then I'll give you a shout out, and I'll sip on that beer, and I'll rate it for you. I'll give you my my thoughts, my personal opinion. And this is now 20 years of experience. I don't like to brag or nothing, but this in particular, sitting outside, sipping on a beer in the sun, this is like a 15-year, like, I ain't no slouch. I'm an old man, you see. I've been doing this for a hot minute. So I don't have the right opinion, but my opinion will be based in some sort of, like, there is a form factor here, I'm not just saying things. I understand enough based on my own preferences and opinions over a long period of time. So, me and you, let's hang out. We'll get outside. We need the outside, man. There's too much doom scrolling for me personally. I know that's something I need to work on. And then, the silly irony. Actually, funny enough, a friend of mine, when I brought up, I use social media too much. And they said, well, what do you want? And I said, YouTube. They're like, that's not social media. I kind of like that opinion, because at the very least, in not my experience, but the way I use YouTube is this. I'm getting outside. I'm talking. I'm doing a thing. I'm working, but I'm not working. But I'm doing a thing, right? We're having a conversation together. There's less doom scrolling and more like, I'm setting up, I'm going for a hike, I get out here, I set up my camera, I do all the things, right? Like, I'm doing a thing. So I appreciated that opinion. I don't know if it's useful or not, but here we are. But I maybe because I feel like I'm it's jaded, I'm jaded. Maybe you are too. If you're somebody that's perpetually depressed from everything you see, it's intentional. It is. Like, we've all heard it. Those sad, angry, like all the stories that make you scroll and make you respond, blah, 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 on the internet. Well, those get the most, because they have the most interactions. They have the most, any kind of reaction. It doesn't matter what it is. That's now getting promoted, right? So it's this catch-22 a little bit. Hoping this type of content does not get that. And that's why uncut, like we're going to sit here together. We're going to have a conversation and there's going to be long pauses. In fact, I should have more long pauses because you need, and I need, to slow it down, man. We got to take some time out of our day. We don't need cuts every 2 seconds. It's actually hurting us. What we need is our favorite beverage. I don't care what it is. Grab a coffee, grab a tea, grab a soda, whatever. We got to get outside. We got to turn off our phones. Again, I understand it's a little ironic, me being here, but slow, no cuts, outside. It's a little different. It's a little different. And not a lot of people are going to watch this. I understand this is, you and I are going to have this niche little corner of the internet. Like, we're going to hang out. We're going to shoot the S word. I don't even care what we talk about, realistically. Whatever I'm experiencing in the moment, whatever you're experiencing, let me know. I'll do my best. Comment to your comment, so long as it's respectful, coming from a place of, honesty and integrity. Yeah, a bunch of my people, they've moved on. Moved far away, or they've moved, really just moved to, not so far, but it's outside of I can't call them up and say, let's go have a beer in a forest somewhere, but that's where you come in. I love nature. I want to be surrounded by it. I want to sit in the sun. So we're going to do that together. So welcome if you've never been here before. Pretend this is like a slow, boring podcast. Put your phone down. You could have this in the background and just listen to my sultry tones. Welcome. Well. Come to my channel. We got an interesting beverage to rate today. I feel like my palate is sufficiently cleansed. Yum, yum, yum. This is something I've never tried before. I know this for a fact. And I know in the past couple episodes, I've discussed different beverages that I may have tried, but I don't remember them, right? This is 100% new and 100% apparently as Canadian as something could possibly be. Let's take a look here. What do we have? Great Lakes Brewery Canuck Pale Ale. I'm technically allowed to say Canuck Pale Ale, right? I know I'm gonna kind of I know I got some shadows here, but You could see the can. That's all that matters. My ugly mug is irrelevant. When I was a kid, there was a commercial that would always, I don't know why, between like watching cartoons, like a character similar to this would dance on a log rolling down the river. And I don't even understand the context. I'm sure there's some very beautiful history there, but Great Lakes Brewery, so GLB, Toronto, which is not so far from my local area, but this is Canuck Pale Ale, 5.2% alcohol, standard tall can, handcrafted beer. We have water, malted barley, oats, wheat, hops, and yeast. So, from what I can tell, this is slightly a few more ingredients. It's not as simple as some of the others that we've had on this channel, but here we go. The back. It's been said that Canada is the only country in the world that knows how to live without an identity. All right, bud. What are you talking about? This beer doesn't help much with that. From the fiercely irresponsible stereotypical image on the front of the can to the distinctly American style of the beer inside it, we've really made a mess of things. What have we done? Sorry. That's actually quite funny. Etobicoke, Ontario. They got the address there where I assume where it's brewed. Very funny. Very reminiscent. This lumberjack reminds me of a very handsome man. He's got the toque. He's got the axe. He's going outside, right? He's doing some outdoors things, and he's lumberjacking. So I'm excited to lumberjack with you all and enjoy this Canuck Pale Ale, which of course the joke is that it's brewed in America, apparently. Drink this beer fresh. I mean, why wouldn't you? Please refrigerate. Interesting. I wonder, brewed for you, Ontario, Great Lakes beer, but where in the world? If it's brewed in America, it doesn't tell me where on the can, so that's really funny. It's just, this to me is just Canada in a can. The look of it, the white and the red, the style of the man, it's just funny, the blurb on the back is really just like, it's having, it's poking fun at itself. Really, this deserves to be experienced, so let's give her a go. I'm not a fan of pale ales. This doesn't appear to be an IPA, and really I don't, as if you've been watching the past few episodes, if you've been hanging out with me here, I don't know much about the logistics of beer, right? So what is a Pilsner? What is a lager? What is whatever? This is a pale ale, but it's not an IPA. So I don't know. At least I don't think it's an IPA based on the description. So what's the difference between a pale ale and an Indian pale ale? I don't know. So we're gonna find out, and let's give it a shot. Here we go. Dinker and sinker. Sound of heaven. Ready? Love that sound. Love that sound. A little bit of foam here. How much foam are we talking? Not much. Not much out the gate, so that's not a bad sign. It's still cold, so I don't feel like the temperature is going to affect much of that. But it is frothy. At least, right away, even that. Even that taste immediately, the hops. There it is. All right. Again, not for me, but you never know. It's even from that slight taste. Wasn't bitter. A lot of flavor, a lot of hops forward. So let's give it a shot. Oh yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Okay. Fascinating. Now, very initial taste. Red. And if that descriptor means anything to you, you'll understand the immediately front forward flavor, but add 2 degrees of hops to that. This is a flavorful pale ale, you know, and unsurprisingly based on the descriptor. You don't even put it to your lips. Once you pour the can, you can smell it. And it's not, listen, I want to say this before I continue. And I might be crazy here. This might be, I know it's only been a couple of sips, and I know it's early, because it's still light and it's still seemingly refreshing. With, like, the foam is gone now. This is liquid now, which I already rate higher. The foam is gone. This is not, in terms of carbonation, in terms of like body, it's thin, and I like that. It's refreshing. It's obviously a step above something like Pabst, but it's a step down from the last beer we tried, which was the Asakai. What was it called? Asaki? Oh, what was that called? It doesn't matter. The Japanese beer that we enjoyed last episode. So consistency is like less body than that, but more, just a step, just like a quarter step more than like a Pabst. So totally drinkable. It's light in that regard, right? And what did we say it was? 5 point something in terms of content? 5.2. Yeah. Yeah, listen, this is the flavor wise. If you've had a red before, there's that forward, let's say. But because of the scent, I thought at first when I cracked it, I didn't smell anything. But now, the second it goes to my lips, I burped. The second it goes to your lips, hops forward in smell and in like an initial, it's there. And then, but immediately replaced by what a red is equivalent to. And a light red. This is a fascinating beverage, man. This is crazy. This is so funny. I was expecting to be very, I was kind of like, do I buy an IPA? But then I saw the lumberjack and I thought, it's appropriate, you know, for me. Big nose, you know, anyone out there, I know you've got eyes. The toque, the kind of like squinty eyes. Fascinating beverage. I didn't think I would enjoy this as much as I am right now. Wow. Great Lakes Brewery. I'm impressed. Yeah, you got those bitter notes. And actually, I appreciate that in this particular beverage, because sweetness, again, if you've hung out with me before, I do not want sweet in my beer. This, no, it doesn't exist here. It is certainly bitter, but it's not offensively bitter. There is that front forward, like, hey, hops, but no, wait, there's like the red, however they make a red that hits you, but a bitter, you get that after note, and it's crisp, so it just kind of washes away. It's with the beverage. It's not going to linger necessarily. There's maybe a tinge, if I lick my gums, of the bitterness, maybe, but it's not sticking. In terms of mouthfeel, this flows very nicely. And I feel like if you are someone like myself that would want a light kind of something, whatever I don't want something to have this sticky, long aftertaste. Like this person has been, consuming this for so long, and your neighbors know when you've talked to them or whatever. Like this, I feel like it's with the liquid. Once the liquid is gone, it's gone. And that's a positive thing in my mind. Fascinating beverage. I'm gonna take a few sips without my cozy here because I'm proud of this can. Being a Canadian, I want this can to be appreciated as much as I appreciate. The reason I bought this is because I saw the lumberjack and I thought it was funny. And of course, the double, it's funny. The description on the back was funny too. So I appreciate that even. But yeah, so if you enjoy flavor more so than you enjoy like drinkability, that's not even a good way to say it. Let's just say this. If you enjoy flavor in your beer, this is not obtrusive. It's not so much so that it's going to overpower anything else. Again, you get a sip, forward hops, red flavor, and a little bitter aftertaste. No sweetness, all a positive in my mind. It's not too thick. It's actually, the consistency is quite nice. Just, again, it's a 1.25, And, yeah. I burped. I mean, it's a strong beer, technically. Well, not strong, but 5.2, so slightly above the average, whatever ale, what have you. And, yeah. It's just for a pale ale versus an Indian pale ale. I don't know the difference. I never know the difference between these things. But this is something. Could you buy a 6-pack and enjoy it without feeling bloated? Absolutely. Without feeling too much like the flavor overload over time, I would say you might want a palate cleanser in between, but it's still very drinkable. And yeah, it's still light in the sense that it's a drink that you could drink and not feel like this is not a loaf of bread. And that's always a positive in my mind. So yeah, Great Lakes Brewery, good job. This is actually a really nice beverage. Comparably, we're gonna have to try another pale ale compared to an Indian pale ale, and we're gonna have to kind of do some like back and forth, right? Actually compare, because I don't have a lot of experience with pale ale, so. But this is a beverage that I could see myself buying again, 100%. It's very flavorful and still refreshing, which it's honestly breaking my brain a bit. Generally speaking, when I have a lot of flavor, it tends to dehydrate. It tends to become more a matter of, I don't know how else to say it aside from it's commanding all of my senses rather than just letting me casually enjoy a beverage and have a conversation or whatever. And I know that sounds maybe a little too dramatic, or maybe I'm thinking about it too much, but honestly, this is not trying to take over my, like, if I just had this in my hand, I have a sip, very much has the hops flavors, but it's not like, whoa, stop what you're doing and think. Like, you can do this and still do something else. Does that make sense? You could still have a conversation, you could still have a campfire, you could still barbecue, whatever. I don't know, maybe that's a weird way to put it, but it's not so it doesn't demand your attention, the flavor. Does that make sense? It doesn't demand that you pay attention to it. but it's there. So it's like, enjoy this, but you don't have to be thinking about it. So I appreciate that a lot, actually. I like this. This is really good. Would I buy it again? 100%. Out of 10, what do I say? Here's the thing. This is on a scale of 1 to 10. And we would compare it to our, I got to find the name of this beer. What is this beer that we just had? The Asakai. Is it Asakai? What is it called? What are you? Asahi. I'm always trying to compare it to the things I've had before. So, Asahi. Compared to Asahi, the Japanese beer, I want to say, so Asahi, I think we gave a 7.5. It was a good beer. And apparently Japan's #1 beer, which, okay, wild to me, but all right. Okay, cool. I enjoyed it. It was a good beer. This Canuck Pale Ale. I like bitter, and this is bitter. This is bitter forward more so than the Asahi. This is probably more, not even probably, it is more flavor. More flavor than the Asahi, which generally I say flavor down. Asahi would be higher rated wise. But this in body is closer to what I want in a beverage. So I would argue, because of the body and because of again, this is not demanding your attention. The Great Lakes Brewery Canuck Pale Ale is something I could sip on. Would I have 6 of them in a row? I don't know if I would do that, but if there were 6 of them on the counter or in the fridge or whatever, and again, you're having a get together or whatever, I would definitely enjoy one of these, and I would be proud to share this with my friends, with people that are like, how do you enjoy this? You know, this is totally passable for that particular purpose. Would I drink 6 in a row? Probably not. It's, again, not an offensive flavor. It's not lingering. Not heavily lingering. It's more lingering than the Asahi. But that's probably due to the fact that it's a different type of beer. The hops are there, right? The bitterness is there. But it's more drinkable, this is what's breaking my brain. It's more drinkable than what I can't believe the fact that this like flavorful beer makes me go like, I would probably still rather one of these. But because of my personal preference, what I'll say is they're equivalent. They're different, but they're the same rating. I'll give this a 7.5. This is a 7.5 in my mind. Again, personal opinion, because I'm not a beer connoisseur. I'm just a guy. You're my person. You're probably just a person as well. And I'm trying to be as close to my experience as possible, which is, you know, the Asahi and the Canuck Pale Ale from Great Lakes Brewery. Like, statistically, if we're rating them across the board, all of the different stats that I would, apply, I would say overall they're the equivalent. They're both there. They're both in the same way. 7.5, I would say. Totally passable, totally enjoyable. It's a good product. It's a good beer. Recommend. Hop on a log. Go for a log river. What do they call this? Down and down and down the white waters. Turning down and down and down the white waters. That's a thing from when I was a kid. Cheers, friends. Again, the tree is blocking the sun. Dinker and Sinker, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you again soon. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I like having a buddy to have a drink with. We'll see you soon.